Hey guys, Dan Landis here from Horizon Hobby. With me today I've got the Carbon Z Cessna 150 and I'm going to show you how to put the float kit onto the airplane. It's a two-piece kit. You get the floats in one section and then you get a package of parts. All the screws that you need are there. They're actually second set of screws because you'll be able to use the landing gear set that you've got already and the ones from the nose gear to put the whole kit on. However, you get a whole second set, so you're good to go just in case you might lose one or anything like that, as well as all the rest of the screws that you're going to need. Pre-installed in the float is the servo that will work our water rudder here. Extension is already run and is plenty long, so it'll go all the way up. It'll go up the strut and plug into the belly. We'll show you that later on as well. We've got all the plastic pieces needed to mount it into the belly. One of the cool features is the water rudder. We all know we need the water rudder. It helps us taxi and all of that, but they can flip up on rocks or get caught on rocks. It's actually got a spring so that it won't get caught. It will flip up and out of the way and not drag you down anywhere. So that's a pretty cool feature that's built into the model. And so we're gonna get the airplane moved out of the way and we'll assemble the floats. Then we'll bring the airplane back in and show you how to put them onto the bottom of the airplane. Hey guys, so now we've got the float kit in front of us and we're going to start putting this all together. And to do so, we're going to start with the, we're going to start taking the screws and put them in a tray, make it nice and simple, easy instead of having them in a bag. Okay, screws are good now. I'm going to take the plastic piece that has got the three holes or the three sections, the three cross pieces here, and those are going to get mounted to the front two locations on the floats. So we're going to put them one on each float here, and we will use 4 screws to do this for each of them. And we will probably be speeding up the video for you here so you don't have to watch as I put all of these screws in for all the front mounts. And remember, these are just going into plastic, so you don't need to go crazy on making them too tight. We don't want to strip anything out. We just want to make them snug. And again, on the front of the float, it's the one with the 3 holes. Or the 3 cross pieces. Okay, so now we've got the front supports and pieces on, ready to go. Now we have got the back piece, which has got the 2 holes in it, and these will go on the front plastic portion on the back of the float, and they will go into the front 4 holes. Again, we will use 4 screws going into the plastic and the pre-drilled holes. And one key when you are putting these on, there are 2 different size holes on the plastic in the cross members, the larger hole to the front. Now we've got the brackets installed on the floats. We're ready to join them with the cross members. We'll start at the front, and to do so, we will use the large size diameter of the cross member, and that will go into the middle hole on the joiner. The nice thing is there are already flat spots ground into the cross member So when we go and put the screws in, we've got somewhere nice for them to meet up with. Next is one of the single cross braces, and that is going to slide through the front hole and will support between the floats. Again, there is a flat spot, so it makes it nice and easy when you're going to tighten everything up. Now we're going to move to the back side of the floats, and we are going to put the other cross member in. This one is going to go in the front. There we go. And again, just like all the other cross pieces, this one too has got flat spots, so everything will line up. Next will be the straight cross piece again. This will slide all the way across on the back of the back hold down or mount. Now the last piece is the last strut. It's bent. It will come up on a slight angle and go towards the back support here, and it will go into the fuselage and provide some cross support here. There is also a flat spot, as mentioned earlier, that is ground in so that it will hold it at the correct angle once we get it screwed down. And then the other side. And the last bit of assembly is going to be to put the water rudder and the control horn on. Now here we actually do have a slightly smaller set screw that does come in the kit that is for this control horn. We'll pre-thread that a little bit here. Now we're going to start to feed our water rudder up through the bottom, through the control horn, and then up through into the top, using the set screw to hold the water rudder in place. There we go. And then remember to connect it to the clevis here. And there we go. The water rudder is now on. The floats are now assembled, and next we will put them on the airplane. Okay, so we've now got the model back in front of us, and we want to get it ready so that we can install the floats. So now we're going to take the antennas off. We don't want to break those off as we're going along. So we'll take those off and move them out of the way. We're going to need to take the top hatch off here. Now we're going to get into the airplane, and when we get inside, we need to disconnect the rudder push rod for the nose wheel so that we'll be able to take out the assembly from the front. So we'll disconnect the push rod and the clip, remove it out of the servo arm, and then we're good to go there. Next, we'll come up to the front cavity, pop the hatch off, and the two screws that hold the nose wheel block in here are going to need to be removed. Now they're right behind the speed controller and easy to get to. And now we can gently slide the nose gear out. And pull it down and guide the push rod just outside the airplane, making sure it doesn't catch any of the wires as we're taking it out. And now it's ready to use. As soon as we're ready to go back to land, we'll just reinstall that. Now we're going to flip the model over. With the airplane upside down, we're going to now have to take off the landing gear. We've got 6 screws here that hold the cover plate and the landing gear on. And these screws are longer than the ones that hold the front plate in, so just make sure not to get those confused later on. Be careful when you get to the last screw, because both landing gear, remember, it's a separate piece for each side, so they're going to want to drop out. So you want to make sure and hold on to it so that they don't fall out on you. Okay, now we're going to lift the landing gear out and the plate, remove them, and they're ready for use when we need them next. We've got our front nose plate. We're going to install this. Remember, the arrows go towards the front. I'm going to place that in here, holding that in place. I'm going to flip the model back over so that we can access the screw holes for that. Remember, these are the shorter screws that we had just removed just a few moments ago. Those are going to go right up back in here, right behind the speed control. And we'll screw them back in place here. Okay, we've now got the nose mount in place, and we will flip the model over one more time. Okay, there we go, all flipped over, ready to go. We'll grab our landing gear, or our floats actually, and we will put them in. So they all line up and key in, and you'll be able to now see the holes and where everything keys in on the bottom of the aircraft. The mounts all just slide right in, nice and easy. We'll start up in the front. We've got a baggie that's got a couple of screws that will hold the support in the front of the airplane. We'll press the plastic in place. We'll take the 2 screws out and install them. We'll move to the back, and we've got the cover plate that we had used previously on wheels. We can put that right back in place where that had come from. We'll grab out the screws and put that right back down. And that is screw number 6. All of the screws are now in place. So the last thing to do is to install your connector for your water rudder. That goes in place here. Nice and easy. And then we'll take a small piece of tape and just cover over the connector to keep any water out. There we go. The airplane is now ready to fly off the water. So there we go. all done and ready to go.